Okay, welcome back. This is day 4 of coding every day until I get a job. In the last episode, day 3, we left off on the free CodeCamp curriculum. We are in the JavaScript algorithms and data structures course, and we are on the lesson called quoting strings and single quotes. So I'll give you guys a second to pull that up if you don't currently have it pulled up. Again, if you are returning, thank you so much for coding along with me or just listening to me go over this in the background. I hope that both of us, or all of us, can achieve our goals of becoming developers. I know the space is very competitive, and it's not always easy to stand out. So, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into the lesson today. Again, the lesson is called Quoting Strings with Single Quotes. We're just continuing on from the day 3 exercise where we left off. So most of you, if you are returning, will know what I do. I read through the information area first, and then I will come down to the problem area. I'll read that out, and then we'll attempt to solve the problem in our little code editor here. So with all that being said, I'm going to get started. String values in JavaScript may be written in single or double quotes, as long as you start and end with the same type of quote. Unlike some programming languages, single and double quotes work the same in JavaScript. So that's very cool. They have an example here. You have a constant declaration, the name, the assignment operator, which is the equal symbol, and then a string literal value of this is a string, ending it with a semicolon. I'm trying to use the terminology whenever I explain these things, because I know that there can be some confusion when it comes to explaining certain things in development. So this is a constant declaration. We are declaring a variable, but it's a constant variable, so it would not change. And then we have the name that we want to give the variable, and the assignment operator is equals. That means it's going to equal this string, and this is a string literal value, I believe. So I'm going to try to continue to do that as we move forward and make it a solid thing that I continue to do. Anyways, they have a double quote string here and a single quote string here. Apparently they both act the same way in JavaScript, which is very cool. It says the reason why you might want to use one type of quote over another is if you want to use both in a string. This might happen if you want to save a conversation in a string and have the conversation in quotes. Another use for it would be saving an A tag with various attributes in quotes, all with a string. And here we have another constant declaration, and the name is set to conversation. The assignment operator is equals, and then we have a single quote, and a double quote at the same time inside. So that's cool. However, it becomes a problem if you need to use the outermost quotes within it. Remember, a string has the same kind of quote at the beginning and the end. But if you have that same quote somewhere in the middle, the string will stop early and throw an error. So let's take a look at this example here. I'm going to read over this part one more time just to make sure I fully understand it. This becomes a problem if you need to use the outermost quotes within it. Remember, a string has the same kind of quote at the beginning and end. But if you have the same quote somewhere in the middle, the string will stop early and throw an error. Okay. So that makes sense. And we have a constant with the name of bad string, and it has the single quotes with the double quotes inside of it, or one of the double quotes, the ending double quote inside the single quotes. So I can see how that could cause an error. In the good string above, you can use both quotes safely by using backslash as an escape character. A note here is that the backslash should not be confused with the forward slash. They don't do the same thing. And I remember, I think it was on the first day, I had to look up which was forward slash and which was backslash. So I'm glad I remembered that. Change the provided string to a string with single quotes at the beginning and end and no escape characters. Okay. So right now the A tag in the string uses double quotes everywhere. You will need to change the outer quotes to single quotes so you can remove the escape characters. So we need to change the outer quotes to single quotes. Okay. If we wrap both of the outer quotes in single, or the outer area in single quotes, and then remove the escape characters, okay, I think that's correct. So change the provided string to a string with single quotes. So we got single quotes on the outside here at the beginning and end, and no escape characters. I don't see any escape characters. There is the forward slash here, but that is to end the ahref. So I think that's correct. We're going to go ahead and try running the test real quick and see if we get it right. If not, then we'll go back to the drawing board and look for a different way. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. It looks like we're about 23% complete with it. That's okay. And we're at about 9 minutes for recording. So that one took a little longer than normal, but that's okay. So the chapter that we're looking at now is called Escape Sequences in Strings, and it says quotes are not the only characters that can be escaped inside a string. There are two reasons to use escaping characters. Number one, to allow you to use characters you may not find otherwise, be able to type out, such as carriage return. Wait, let me reread that. So one, to allow you to use characters you may not otherwise be able to type out. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure it'll explain it. And number 2, to allow you to represent multiple quotes in a string without JavaScript misinterpreting what you mean. Okay, that makes sense there. So we have some code examples here. I'm going to take a moment, look over them. I would suggest, if you're coding along with this, to take a moment and look at each one of these as well. I am sure that they will come in handy whenever we are coding things in real life. So we got the single quote, the double quote, backslash, new line, carriage return, which I'm not quite sure what that one is. I may have to research that one a little bit. Backslash T for tab, backslash B for word boundary, okay, and backslash F for form feed. Okay, doesn't make a lot of sense right now. It kind of clicks, but we'll see what the challenge is. It says, note that the backslash itself must be escaped in order to display as a backslash, which is why I'm assuming we have the backslash, because the first one that it runs across is going to be interpreted as a backslash, or would it be the last one? One of them is going to be interpreted as the backslash, and the other one's going to be, oh, I almost sneezed. The other one will be an escape character. Okay, so we are now on the assignment here at the bottom, the problem. It says, assign the following 3 lines of text to a single variable myString using escape sequences. Okay. So, okay. We have an example here, it looks like. And then it says you will need to use escape sequences to insert special characters correctly. You will also need to follow the spacing as it looks above, with no spaces between escape sequences or words. Okay. So our goal is to change the variable myString using escape sequences. Okay. So myString should contain the string's first line, second line, and third line. Remember case sensitivity. Okay, so we can do that. So we'll do first line. And did it say no spaces? Okay. First line, second line. We can't forget the case sensitivity, so let's go over here, specify the case sensitivity. First line, second line, and that second line is using backslash or forward slash. Let me check. No, it would be backslash back. Okay. So it would be not a pipe character. There we go. So it would be backslash backslash, which would give a new line for the second line. And then we have third line. I'm not sure if this will work, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to hit run test, and we'll see how this one goes. Okay, so we are having a couple of issues here. Let's see. So the issues that we're having, so my string should not contain any spaces. Okay, so no spaces. That's fine, we can do that. And let's run it again. So that should fix that error. First line should be followed by the new line character. So first line should be followed by the... Well, hold on. I think I did the... Oh, no, I didn't. I did backslash. So we need to do backslash in for new line. And now we can run the test. Okay. Then my string should contain a tab character which follows a new line character. So following the new line character, we need to add a tab. Yes, okay, and that tab's our second line. And then third line, I'm assuming we're going to have to do another backslash in for a new line, but let me make sure. Let's run the tests and see. So second line should be preceded by the backslash character. So second line should be preceded by the backslash character. And in order to get a backslash character, we do backslash backslash. And then we run the test and it should fix that. Cool. Now the next issue we had was there should be a new line character between the second and third line. So that is what I thought. Now we have the 3 lines and everything looks correct. Let's give it a shot. And there we got it. That's cool. So we will submit this one. Let me check on the time real quick. We're at 18 minutes. So that one took a little bit longer as well, but that's okay. The chapter that we're on now is called Concatenating Strings with Plus Operator. So essentially we're going to be, from my understanding, concatenating just means putting together. So we're going to be putting strings together using the, we're not going to call it the addition operator, but the plus operator. So I'm going to go ahead and read through this. It says, in JavaScript, when the plus operator is used with a string value, and remember string is just a string of text, it is called the concatenation operator. Okay, so it's the concatenation operator when it's used with 2 strings or 1 or more strings. You can build a new string out of other strings by concatenating them together. So here, in the example that they give here, we have a string that says my name is Alan, and then we have the plus operator, which I believe is called the concatenation operator in this instance. And then you have another string that says I concatenate. So the result that we should get would be my name is Alan, I concatenate all together. It does say here in the note area to watch out for spaces because concatenation does not add spaces between concatenated strings. So you need to add them yourself. So in that instance example, it says I come first, period, and then there's a space here, and then we have the concatenation operator, and then we have the second string here that says I come second, and there's no space here because when we concatenated them together, it included this space from the I come first string, and it concatenated it with the second one. So the space, the white space that we add in the string is counted. So under it says the string I come first, period, and then has the white space, and then it says I come second, which would be displayed in the console. So now we are at the problem, and it says build my string from the strings this is the start and this is the end using the concatenation operator or the plus operator. Be sure to include a space between the two strings. So this one I think we'll be able to do. We are going to add, so we want my string to equal the concatenated output of those two phrases. So what we're going to do is we're going to do single quotes, and we will do this is the start, period, and then add a space. And now what we're going to do is come over one past the ending single quote, hit space, and then use the concatenation operator or the plus operator. And we're going to open up another set of single quotes, and inside this set of single quotes we'll type this is the end, period. And you'll notice that I didn't add a space right here. So if I run this, it should have the white space from the first set of single quotes within the string. Let's give it a shot here. Okay. So we ran into an issue. It says my string should have a value of the string. This is the start. This is the end. So, I think we may be running into issues with the quotations, so we might have to try the \n to escape, and let's try that and go from there. Okay, so we'll also have to use \n here as well. Let's see. I wonder if I'm going to reset this code real quick, because I want to make sure that I have a good understanding of how the concatenation works here. I think it has something to do with the quotes that we just went over. So let me go here again, and what I'm going to do is add 2 double quotes here. and we are going to add the first string here that says this is the start period, and then add a space for some white space. And now we want to do the operator here. Okay, so that looked like it worked. It's not in orange like the rest of the string. So the concatenation operator seems to be working right now. So we'll say this is the end. And I think I was correct. It did have something to do with the way the quotes were set up, the way that I had them set up the first time. So let's try this and see if it works. My string should have the value of the string. This is the start, this is the end. Oh, is it because I didn't add a period to this is the end? Let me check. That was it. All right, so this is pretty cool. We are officially 25% of the way through the basic JavaScript course. We've covered quite a bit, and we'll get into more complicated stuff as it goes on. Right now, we are setting right around 26 minutes. I would like to continue, but I'm actually going to call it for this episode, considering we are officially 1/4 of the way through the basic JavaScript free code camp curriculum, or the data structures and algorithms. We are officially 1/4 of the way through the basic JavaScript course in the JavaScript algorithms and data structures. Geez, that's a mouthful. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this content. It means quite a bit to me. I don't really like doing long form content or having to explain my thought process out loud, but I know that in a lot of development roles you have to be very team oriented, and you have to communicate, and that's something that I feel like I could definitely always improve on. And I feel like having to walk through this out loud as I'm saying it, and then having to get a video ready and put time and effort into getting that video ready and uploaded, helps the information that I'm learning, and I'm hoping that you're learning as well, stick in my mind a little bit more. Free Code Camp actually has a what would you call it? A YouTube mini course on why you should start a YouTube channel as a developer. And I am doing it in order to get a job. So this has been episode 4, day 4 of coding coding every day until I get a job. And thank you again so much for watching. Hopefully you'll continue to learn the JavaScript basics with me. All right, bye-bye.